There we go. Hello, everyone. My name is Carlos. Thank you for joining me today. Today is a very special day. Thank you, everyone, for helping me reach 100 subscribers. Big milestone for me today. I'm not doing this YouTube to become a celebrity or become live off this or anything. It was basically started as a means of logging my workouts and just getting things out there. Like I've done some pretty nice lifts, I consider, some pretty heavy shit, and I've lost a lot of that footage. So I said, well, why don't I just log it onto YouTube or Facebook, and at least it'll be there until the EMP comes and EMPG or whatever it is, electromagnetic pulse, takes it all away again. So in the meantime, we're doing this YouTube again. Thanks for everybody. Helping me grow the channel little by little. And so today I'm going to be going over my back session. As usual, this is like a copy and paste session. Every single session builds on the one before, but again, you can't have a very long chain if you're missing one link, that chain is broken. So each and every workout is very important. Like, which one was the one that got you the way you are? No, well, all of them did, right? And which one would you choose? Well, that one did, that one didn't, that one didn't, that one kind of worked, that one did. No, every single workout is absolutely important as long as you keep that chain of events moving forward, right? So yesterday's workout, the back session, we started out with the straight arm pullover. Again, I want to show the technique for this because when I started out doing this exercise, I didn't know what the hell I was doing until I saw Hunter Labrada. Shout out to this guy. He's a great professor on YouTube. He's a top Olympian. He reached 4th place last year. He may be placing even higher this year, but at least he's got great content. I would exhort and tell everybody, go watch his channel if you want to learn about bodybuilding. Anyways, so sticking your hands out straight, you rotate your hands outward as far as they will go. And then you try to raise them up. This is your range of motion. You cannot go higher than this with this position. And then you bring your arms down here. This is your range of motion for the stiff leg, for the stiff arm pullover, okay? So you're doing this movement here to pump the lats. This is a primer move for the other exercises that you're gonna be doing. So did 5 or 6 sets there. I'm going to be incorporating German volume training into my sessions, due to the fact that I cannot do heavy weights at this moment. I can't do bench presses with really heavy weights. I hurt them back in June doing what was it, a 295-pound bench press, which was, but it tore the partial pec tear here. There's a little bit of indentation. It was black and blue. My entire side was black and blue, and I couldn't move a weight for like a month and a half, so that's why I lost a little bit of size, or a lot of size actually. Try to build it back up. Now, I'm very scared to do the heavy weights again. I don't want to injure myself, so we're trying to incorporate more volume into these sessions. Now, a friend of mine emailed me today, texted me and said, try German volume training. I've heard about it before. I thought it was always a bit extreme, doing 10 sets for 10 reps. I said, God, how do you reach that 10th set? By then you can only do like 2 or 3. That's true if you do your normal scheme. Now here we do 60% of the total 1 rep max. So say, just for numbers sake, you're doing 300 pounds. That's your max. You're going to do 180 pounds for 10 reps. And you should be pretty gassed by the time you get to your 6th and 7th set, but this is where you power through, rest a few more minutes between sets if necessary, and then, until you hit your 10. So this volume should make up for your lack of intensity. I always say intensity is king, but you cannot do this all the time. You can't stay at maximum intensity all the time. You can't bench press 400 pounds every single session you come in. You can't deadlift 500 pounds every single session. It's just, this is not the way to go. Well, if you can do it, you won't be doing it for long. Even if you're doing it like for several years, your career is going to be short, buddy. So you have to really incorporate some periodization into here, bring down the volume, pick up the, lower the intensity, pick up the volume. You can play around with frequency also. If your volume gets low, then you got to go to the gym every day. You can go twice a day. There's a lot of variables that you can work in. So anyways, back to the session today. After the straight arm pull over, you went into the low arm cable row, 1 arm at a time. And here also, you use the same technique for these 1 arm rows. In other words, you keep the range of motion limited. You don't do this extending all the way out. You just do a limited range of motion to this area here, and then bring it in very close to your abdomen, and keep your elbow tight. You keep your elbow tight, you bring it in like this, do them one arm at a time. Again, I'm doing like 6 sets of those, keeping the weight fairly workable. Like right now I'm only doing like 75, 80 pounds on the pin. It's a pin machine. And so it's very doable. I get the mind muscle connection with that weight. Once I try to go up higher in weight, then it's like the forearm starts pulling, your arm starts pulling. It's easier to lose the contraction of that outer sweep of the lat, which is what we want to hit with this exercise, okay? So from there, we finished off with the trap bar. Last session, which was only 3 days ago on the back, I did a 405-pound trap bar deadlift, and that was a lot of fun. But again, this is not something we're doing every single session. So today we're going to work the traps, right? Just one plate. Just a little bit of weight. I've never done the traps on the trap bar, so today was a fun day to start. And I didn't want to get, unreasonable DOMs or delayed onset of muscle soreness. So we kept the weight very low. Started out with just one plate and worked it up to a plate and a 10-pounder. And here the trick is to just maintain the constant tension and keep the range of motion also very limited. When you do this, go all the way down, you're incorporating your shoulders. Also great, you want to build your shoulders too. I mean, you want to build everything, right? But here the idea is to keep, because my neck is thin and my traps need to be brought up. So just trying to keep the range of motion very limited and keep the time under tension right on the traps where they're needed. So note on the diet, this is halfway through the journey, the 16-week cut. And I was starting to feel it yesterday. I've been incorporating 1 hour of fasted cardio in the mornings, and let me tell you, it's not that hard to pull off, but then the effects of it during the day, I was starting to feel like really run down yesterday, and I was looking at myself, again, this dysmorphia, this bigorexia thing where I was just looking small, looking thin, like I'm losing all my muscle, what the hell am I doing? And so went out to Five Guys Burgers last night and had myself a triple cheeseburger, a bucket of fries, and 2 large Cokes with all the sugar. And I think I lost like a pound last night. I feel much better. This morning I was walking on air when I did my 1 hour cardio. So I'm just going for it. I'm not going to let fear govern my life, and I'm not going to let fear dictate my pre-approved, well-thought-out plan that I made out from the beginning, which I know will work if I just carry it through and adhere to it. But if I halfway through the diet, halfway through the sessions, halfway through the whole thing, you start questioning yourself and you start thinking, gee, is it really worth it? Am I gonna succeed or not? Maybe it's not worth it. Maybe I might lose all my muscle. You go into all these tangents and then you blow it. This is where people lose their way because they don't have faith. This is a process where you have to trust in the process. And that means you have to have faith in the process. You have to believe that it's going to work because you've seen other people do this and it has worked for them. You know it's going to work for you. Are you eating correctly? Yes. Check that list off. Are you working out? Yes. Check that list off. So if everything's on point, you're a healthy person, this is going to work. You just have to see these things through, okay? And this is where the mediocre and the committed are separated halfway through. You're halfway through the deal, and now you're starting to reconsider, shit, what am I going to do? Is it really worth it? I mean, you only live once. Let's go out and eat cheeseburgers every night. And you make up all kinds of excuses. Remember, losers are filled with all kinds of excuses. You don't want excuses. You want reasons for overcoming. We'll find a way if you want to do this, okay? If you're not succeeding, you don't want it bad enough. Anyways, I'll leave you with that uplifting thought. God bless everybody. You know I love you all. My name is Carlos, and please subscribe and join to the channel.